most of the words in English have to be pronounced correctly by the students. Okay, for example, mispronouncing the words or producing the sounds incorrectly will lead to miscommunication, misinterpretation, or cause communication breakdown. How will you pronounce that word? I'll write the other
Guitarist.
words. These are words that are often
President.
mispronounced.
Eh, president. President.
I am writing now those words in our chat box. Students, please pay attention.
Admirable.
What else?
Authority.
We also
Authority.
have, there's another one.
Authority.
Okay, here. Can you pronounce all those words?
No one is.
China, China.
No one is even listening to you. Oh,
Can you pronounce those words in the chat box?
Guitarist,
Read all of them.
guitarist, president, admirable, notoriety, president.
Okay.
po. Ay
And
la.
first word,
Nauro.
no, guitarist. It's not guitarist, it's guitarist. Second word, president. It's not president, it's a president. Third, admirable. It's not admirable, it's admirable. Fourth word, notoriety. Next, the last word is president. S there is pronounced as C, president. Guitarist, president, admirable, notoriety, and president. You listen to English conversations for you to know how English sounds will be produced correctly. Avoid cliches. Cliches, the fourth suggestion is connected with the sixth suggestion, avoid cliches. Cliches are outdated expressions. These are hackneyed expressions or expressions that are often heard during webinar, seminar, or training program. The audience, the listeners, start to get bored when they hear cliches from the speakers. Examples of cliches. The youth is the hope of the fatherland. Try and try until you succeed. Theory is useless, but the character is the best. Do your best and God will do the rest. Time is gold. What else? Those are the common expressions which should not be shared anymore during your presentation. Polish your grammar. There are three aspects of grammar. The first aspect, text graphics, spelling, punctuation, capitalization, abbreviation, and punctuation for written communication. For the second and third aspects, for oral and written communication. The second aspect, lexical accuracy or word usage. You cannot part on both sides. We see that statement or that instruction when we visit parking lots. But you cannot park on both sides. You can park on either side. Next, plain looking. Students think that plain looking is synonymous to ugly. No, no, not ugly, but simple. Just because plain looking or plain is included in the word. That's not an accurate interpretation or not an accurate perception about the word plain looking. Plain looking is the absence of desirable physical attributes. Plain looking is the absence of desirable physical attributes. That's diction or lexical accuracy. You also don't say, watch out for our shows. When you say watch out, be careful. The shows must be horrible. I hear celebrities say, watch out for our shows. They are telling you to be careful if you are going to watch their shows because they imply
Basa.
that their shows are horrible, they are terrible. Watch our shows, but not watch out for our shows. Next workout, quotable, original
Panipon mo
statements. If
Pilipinas.
you can share with them
Basa.
statements that they haven't heard yet, your audience
Fucking
will appreciate that. Do not waste the time of your audience. They participate in the webinar because they're expecting that they would learn from you. Example, do not let your world revolve around under the sun, or do not let your world revolve around you if they cannot do not let your world revolve around someone who cannot show you the beauty of the universe. Do not let your world revolve around someone who can never show you the beauty of the universe. Another example from Waldo Emerson, imitation is suicide. What you must do is all that concerns you, not what other people think. From Desiderata, avoid comparing yourself with others. Because if you compare yourself with others, you will just become vain and bitter. There are people who are greater and lesser than you are. You can use those statements to develop your topic or to add zest to your statement. How about for social preparation? You can deliver, or you have already prepared for your statements, you can deliver your message. But when you discover that celebrities will listen to you, your teachers will be observing your presentation, you let your fear overwhelm you. How can you overcome your fear of expressing your thoughts to other people? Introspect and draw from your own life. I often ask you questions. I hope my students are not thinking that I am being harsh on them. You cannot avoid speaking activities. We implement remote learning. We did not ask anymore the students the plan. I would be seeing the students will have their presentation on site, then students will be taking the examination at Arellano University. But this semester, it's clear to everyone that on-site or physical classes are not required. But next semester,
Kumot di.
we have already received a memo from DepEd. We'll have implementation of hybrid learning. What is hybrid
Tao.
learning? Okay, this week, you have your classes. The following week is synchronous or online. Then on your third week, physical classes. It's not an option anymore. Kasi ngayon naging option pa siya. You have a choice. You can have
Kaya
or
di
you can
rin
attend
makukuhan ka
classes
ng
online
pagre-record
or
ko.
you can
Hindi rin
be at
nababatayan.
Arellano University for your physical classes for this semester. Next semester, you cannot do that. There's no option.
Ano ka
You
lang.
have to attend physical classes. Even in online learning, students are not willing to share ideas. They do not want to express their thoughts. They feel that they will just be embarrassed or they don't have the capacity, they don't have the skill
Los.
in expressing their thoughts to other people. But if you participate in the activities, little by little, you can overcome your fear of getting rebuffed or rejected. You have to overcome difficulty of talking with strangers by becoming interested in others. You can facilitate discussion, you share your inputs, ask questions, keep the conversation going. Make a good impression, but do not use pretense. Be natural. You don't have to project what you're not. And you don't have to overdo it. Do it naturally. While we want the speakers to impress the audience, but that should not be used as a justification for the fabrication of stories or focusing on accomplishments. The webinar is not about you. The seminar or the training program, they are not about you. They are about what other people can learn from you. Make a favorable or good impression. You impress your audience, you educate, you entertain them, you convince them that you make sense, but do not fabricate stories and do not overemphasize your accomplishments. Next, content preparation, knowledge about the topic. You cannot share what you do not know. Gather information about topics related to other disciplines. The other disciplines are medicine, education, technology, social studies, or even mathematics if you are interested in mathematics, information literacy, values education, life skills. Those are other disciplines. If you only study lessons and think of materials that are connected with your area of specialization, you cannot develop dynamic personalities. You cannot be well rounded individuals. You can start with the discussion about your family, but do not share too personal information. The listeners may devour you, and you may put the members of your family in a difficult situation. Next, occupation, your job, your source of livelihood, recreation, your hobbies, skills, your fields of interest, your education, background, accomplishments, your course descriptions. Those are things that you can discuss with others to prepare you for the content of your speech. Next, read newspapers and magazines to improve your knowledge about various topics. Students are interested in memes, chats, or malinformation, information disorders. So when you ask them questions, even if they talk in their native language, they cannot share anything. They only choose information that entertain them, that appeal to them. Get information from the internet. Internet is not a reliable source of information, but it's not practical to buy books or hard copies of the materials. You can use the internet, just consult at least three sources of information. Verify your sources. You can ask questions. Consult at least 3 to 5 sources. Choose your words very, very carefully. This exists in the process of communication. The two actions performed when you communicate with others, as illustrated in the process of communication, encoding and decoding. To encode is to choose appropriate expressions that will not offend the other party. Decoding is objectively comprehending the message. Do not think that the receiver of the message intends to offend you. What if the source of the message is only sharing information to correct your lapses? Be open minded. Consider feedback from other people. Analyze or evaluate words that you hear from others. Who knows, their criticisms can help you eliminate your flaws or your can improve your performance. Inject humor. Humor is what? Humor is an interesting element in communication. This can also eliminate boredom. You inject humor unless the people that you talk to will not take offense. If they won't mind, inject humor. Know the profile of your agents. Do you have questions about the first topic? Any question? Is everything clear about the different preparations that you have to make before you deliver your speech? No questions, huh? Okay. Next, effective public speaking. Let me share first what Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of the American essayists, said about public speaking or speech. Speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, and to compel. To persuade is to convince people to absorb information or believe in everything you share. To convert them is to influence them. You can change their personalities or their mindset. We invite speakers to change the perception of the listeners. And how about compel? You want them to do you a favor, or you want them to do things according to your will. Those are basic information about improving your performance in public speaking. You cannot evade this activity because when you graduate, or before even before you graduate, you will deliver speeches, you will present your proposal, and you will also talk to your boss. You listen to the instructions of your superior, and your superior will ask you to share inputs about the project. In this session, you will be exposed to the following information: aspects of public speaking, the parts of the speech, the delivery of the speech. The aspects of public speaking are the types of public speaking, purpose of your speech, the reason why you have to listen to speakers, your audience, the profile, and the different preparations that you have to make. As for the types of public speaking, there are two major types: extemporaneous and prepared. For extemporaneous speech, this is often, but impromptu speech is another thing. In extemporaneous speech, you will be given a topic. There is preparation, but the preparation is minimal. Deliver a speech about that. You will be given only 2 minutes to organize your thoughts. You can create an outline. For the prepared speech, the topic is given ahead of time, a week before your presentation or even months before your presentation. For prepared speech, in your presentation next meeting, you will think about details that you will discuss with us. Then the two types of public speaking will be illustrated in your performance next meeting, because after your presentation, I'm going to ask questions. And you cannot see the questions on screen. Kaya later, tingnan natin how you are going to express your thoughts without or with minimal preparation. With minimal preparation or without preparation. For prepared speech, you can memorize and you can also prepare a script. But do not read your script. If you read your script, your audience will not listen to you. Why do you have to determine your purpose for speaking? You can prepare and you can also choose words that match your purpose. You gather information, you prepare your instructional materials. Your instructional materials depend on the purpose or your goals and objectives for delivering a message to a particular audience. Why do we listen to public speakers? The usual motivation for entertainment, but there's more to getting entertained than, or there's more to life than getting entertained to uh, the messages shared by the speakers. The other reason why we listen to public speakers, we want to be enlightened about different issues for information purposes, to obtain information, to enlarge our experience, to convince us. Somebody has invited you, there is a proposal for insurance policy. The agent persuades you to avail yourself of insurance policy for your protection. Insurance policies are good. You can save your money. Next, motivation. We draw inspiration from different speakers. And this is common for entertainment purposes. But please be mindful of the other reasons why we listen to effective speakers. Next, in knowing your audience, the major considerations are age, the gender, their interest, the number of the audience, and the level of their knowledge about the topic. For kids, you don't use foul language. You use simple words. You use words that can be understood or perceived easily by kids. If there are many boys in the audience, you will share information that appeal to the interest of the boys, but do not ignore the interest of the girls. You may prioritize the interest of the boys because there are many boys in the audience, but do not ignore what you can share about the girls. The level of their interest. You use the language that they appreciate. Diba the young audience appreciates Jejemon, gay language or gay lingo. They also love memes in your presentation. You show memes to your audience if you will be talking to teenagers. They are interested in memes. How many people will be in your audience? The number of your participants will affect your presentation. This will also determine the number of activities that you prepare for them. Or if there are many participants, you limit the number of activities. But if there are only few, you can ask them to involve themselves in different activities. How about the level of their knowledge? If they are already familiar with basic information, then there's no need to discuss the fundamentals. You may proceed with lofty information or profound topics. Do not discuss anymore the fundamentals of the topic. How can you convince your audience that you make sense? If your discussion interesting, share recent information, make the presentation relevant, contextualize the details, use examples or stories, they provide interesting facts. These are usually controversial facts, recent information, or current events. Use straightforward language. Do not digress. We digress if we could not explain anymore the topic. We use other words that are not related to the topic, but we would just like to satisfy our teachers or the listeners. Okay. Simplify your comments, but share meaningful information. For preparations, do your research, ask the experts, prepare instructional materials, PowerPoint presentation. We can also have digital tools to engage the audience. You can please gamify your presentation. Yung, what are these? Slido, Mentimeter, those Jamboard, those are digital tools that we use to engage our learners. Observe accuracy. You lose your credibility if there are many spelling errors in your presentation. Rehearse, okay, you prepare, ask people to listen to you, encourage them to inform you of your lapses, and tell them to tell you how you can improve. Accept criticism. If you feel nervous, a psychology student revealed that if you feel nervous, you have to congratulate yourself because that only means that you have desire to present effective speech. You use your anxiety to improve your presentation. Do not spend a lot of time on the leveling of expectations. Give more time for to the presentation of the major and minor points. For the outline of your speech, we have the introduction, body, and your conclusion. These are also the parts of written communication. In written communication, In your introduction, you write the topic sentence or the main idea in the first part of your paragraph. The body contains the details, the major and the minor points. In your conclusion, you can reiterate the topic sentence, express your recommendation. You may also challenge the reader or the listener, and you can ask questions. But how about in oral communication? How will you introduce your speech? Get the audience attention. Ask questions, engage them in a game. You can share controversial topics. Introduce yourself, tell them why you have to deliver the speech, emphasize the importance of your speech to your audience, and present your outline. What will you discuss during your presentation? Next, be prepared, take a deep breath, slow your breathing or pause between sentences to overcome your anxiety. Next, get the audience engaged. The audience may be part of your presentation. Inject humor, use your space, proxemics, we call this proxemics in speech and oral communication. Don't just stay in one location, but do it gradually. Find your way to reduce nervousness. How? Things may be easier said than done, but you can do that if you will look above their heads, or you will not think that the audience attended the webinar to judge you or evaluate. Face your fears in the body of your speech, convey the message, give the details of your presentation, educate and entertain the audience. This is not here educate slash entertain the audience, but I suggest educate and entertain your audience as well when you deliver your speeches. In your conclusion, highlight the central theme of your speech, cover the main points, summarize what you have discussed in the previous parts of your speech, provide your audience with a feeling of satisfaction that you accomplished what you promised. You will not tell your audience, listeners, I think I have done my best. I shared with you a lot of information about this. You don't tell them. This should be stated indirectly. Make them feel that you did your assignment and you prepared for that presentation. Now you can share your closing statement. A closing statement can be in the form of questions. This can also be an interesting fact or a startling information. Thank the audience for their attention. Express your gratitude. When you deliver your speech, be mindful of your appearance. When I discussed with you classroom etiquette, I told you to wear appropriate attire. You don't have to wear gowns. If you don't have your uniform, that's fine. But please wear a semi-formal top during the presentation. Your voice must not neither be too soft nor too loud. Your body language, this will not be observed since you will be having your presentation online, but in physical classes, you use the force of your body to enhance your message. For your appearance, dress appropriately. You take a bath. We allow our students not to take a bath. Yung iba nga, yung when they attend classes, I understand why there are students who do not want to turn their cameras on. They are not prepared for the lesson and they have not taken a bath yet. They have not brushed their teeth. Kaya they don't turn their cameras on. But that shows that you are not interested to obtain passing scores or passing grades in purposive communication. Dress appropriately, power dressing in. Your appearance will reinforce or establish your authority. Look clean or neat as regards the speech of your voice. Use variation in loudness, pitch, quality, and rate. You vary in following. Your voice must vary in the following
Ayun. So,
aspects.
nag-lesson
There
siya,
are
dalawang
instances
lesson
that
lang.
you will speak in a
Purposive.
loud voice. In other instances,
Kung wala ako,
emphasize
mamaya
important
na yan.
points by adjusting the, the volume of your voice. Use rising and
Bali,
falling
mamaya
intonation.
pag-uusapan ko si ano si ma'am.
In
Ipasok
your
na lang namin
voice
sana si
should
sir.
also manifest
Galit
intensity,
yun siya sa akin.
enthusiasm that can also be
Sabi
heard by the students. The enthusiasm in your voice
ipapasok namin siya. Bali, pasok ko
will
kasi
make your presentation
kung
interesting.
AM siya, di ba?
As
Hindi nagpa-participate ng
for the rate
ano.
of your
Bali, siya
speech,
yung may alam.
you control the rate of your speech. You
Pero
give
ano,
your
no
audience
choice siya eh.
time to
Nananawa
process
sa
the
kanila eh.
information.
Kundi siya lang. Siya lang
Body language is ignored during remote learning, but here are some suggestions to enhance your presentation. Take note of your posture, facial expressions, and eye contact. Look smart, smile too often, is your use. If need be, maintain eye contact. If you are too nervous, you look above the heads of your audience. Do not look at their faces. They may intimidate you. Do not talk to the floor nor to the ceiling. Look at your audience. Are they excited? Do they look interested? Did they get bored? If they are no longer excited, you share something that can capture their interest. Last minute tips. You speak on a topic that you know very well. If you are not interested in the topic but you were asked to deliver a speech about that, do your research. Be sincere. Show enthusiasm in your voice. Simplify your presentation. Create an outline to guide you in delivering your speech, but do not read your script. Rehearse. Don't memorize your speech. You don't sound natural. You can adopt the styles of the other speakers, but develop your own presentation styles. Do not use the opportunity to preach or scold or educate your audience in such a manner that they would feel that they do not know anything about the topic. Actually, they are familiar with the topic, but you have to give them time, or you have to choose statements that will not make them think that you are thinking, or that you are considering them as idiots or morons. Do you have questions about suggestions on how you can present your speeches effectively, students? Are there questions? No questions? Okay. So if you don't have questions, participate in practice exercises. Everybody, listen very well. Statements will only be given thrice. If you cannot say anything about that, I'm going to call another person. Okay, let's begin. Complete the statements first.
Isa-bisa daw, isa lang.
First,
nagsasabi sa akin.
the surprise I would like to receive at least once in my life is the surprise I would like to receive at least once in my life is the surprise I would like to receive at least once in my life is Jeffrey Dukob.
I see. Dalawa nga lang.
Jeffrey
The
Dukob.
best role model for the youth is and the surprise that I want in my life.
Jeffrey, absent. Next, Lance.
Ano yan? By alphabet letter or kung sino-sino?
Lance de los Reyes.
Random. Dito na gagi. Pinaparepeat lang ata. The surprise I want to
Dalawa lang yan,
receive
di ba?
my life is... Ano to?
Dalawang topic.
Hindi ko
De los
alam.
Reyes.
Hindi ko alam.
Reyes.
Okay.
De los Reyes.
Elizabeth.
The surprise I want to receive is...
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Elizabeth, absent. Okay, next.
Ma'am, here po. Andito po, ma'am.
Okay, next. Brenex. Brenex.
Surprise I want to receive life is education. Because
Yes po, ma'am.
No answer also from Brenex. Let us,
Ano si Ana?
Anna, please. Thank you.
Wait lang meron. Sasagot ako mamaya. Puta. Dito na sasagot
The
sila.
surprise I would like to receive for at least once in my life is an answered prayer. Because it's like the thing that I'm trying to wait for or to achieve it. It's like my goal. Simple.
Everybody please listen. This is the problem with online learning. When students turn their cameras off, they do other things.
Mamaya.
Okay, next. Listen.
Maganda yung ano.
The best role model for the youth is blank because the best role model for the youth is blank because the best role model for the youth is blank because
The best role model for the youth is...
Sheena.
Yes. The best role model for the youth is a person that is faithful to God because they are the ones who will show you the truth.
Thank you so much. The most influential person in my life is blank because the most influential person in my life is because the most influential person in my life is blank because John Marvin.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible po?
You can hear me.
Okay.
The most influential
So,
person in my
my
life
most influential person in my life is my mother.
is the one...
Why? Because my mother is my greatest influence for several reasons. First, she supports me whenever I like something or I want to do something in my life. Second, she guides me through my journey in life ever since I was born in this world and until now. And lastly,
Ang hirap
She's also the reason why I want to work hard and study hard so I can graduate one day um, and be successful like my mother. That's all.
Thank you so much. Very good. Next. I demonstrate my love to a person by I demonstrate or show my love to a person by I demonstrate my love to a person by Mirel.
Ma'am, I demonstrate or show my love to a person by um giving them what do you call this advices, because when they are down, like when they are sad, I will let them know that I am I am at their side, and
I
um
demonstrate my love to a person
I will
by showing them how dedicated I am to study,
Continue, you're doing
to
great.
bring my best this
sorry.
to
I will tell them that
help
I will
them
always be by their
to
side,
help
so
me
that um
to help
they will they will feel less
to help my family
uh,
business to grow and also help I also I demonstrate my love to a person by
Go on.
giving by giving them all I can, even if I don't have enough. I am still giving all to it.
because
Mhm. Men, nakikinig ka? Men, andiyan ka pa?
Yeah, nakikinig ako.
Narinig mo ba?
Actually, yung mga tanong lang po pero wala akong naintindihan sa mga sagot.
Men, para sa'yo madali lang to.
Kala mo madali lang pero
Okay,
hindi
next.
lang magawa ng
Andito na dito
The
mo.
advantages and disadvantages of working in a foreign land are the advantages and disadvantages of working in a foreign land are the advantages and disadvantages of working in a foreign land are Carl Cayetano. Carl Cayetano. Next, Vicente.
The advantage of working in a foreign land and
Vicente.
foreign land or
Vicente.
that
Vicente is also
is
absent.
the currency.
Princess.
Because people
Princess.
ma'am, ma'am,
right
pwede pong paulit. Ma'am, naglalag po kasi nagcha-choppy po kayo sa akin.
Next, Rafael. Rafael Lazaro.
Am I audible, ma'am?
We can hear you.
So the advantages and disadvantages working in a foreign work is basically having no idea what kind of culture of your employees or coworker and not quite understanding the language that they are saying. Why? Because communication is the most important thing if you want to succeed or to achieve something in your perspective area. Like for example, in work, if you have a group project that the owner of that company gives you, of course we must use communication as well as knowing what kind of language are they using, and that's all.
Very good. You have strong communication skills, Lazaro. Next, the most successful person I know is the most successful person I know is the most successful person I know is who else? Kirk John. Kirk John. Here, John. Here, John.
Most
Next, Jeremy.
The most successful person I know is PewDiePie because I have watched him throughout his videos in YouTube,
most
and I saw
successful I know is
how his life became successful by doing doing some
he
videos
is the most influential
of himself playing some horror
vlogger
games, and now
in the Philippines,
he is
and
he
he
already lives
inspired
in
people
Japan with his wife Marzia.
by doing
Thank you so much. A perfect friendship for me is a perfect friendship for me is a perfect friendship for me is John, John Rain.
The perfect friendship for me is um
person who don't
like
lie.
you're open both sides. You're opening your problems
A
because
friend that is
communication
willing to help
is the way we
through the
um
struggle you have made,
how interact
struggle that
with other
you have been
person,
going
which is
through,
good
and
to to, uh, to
a
other
true
people.
friend
Us.
never leave. True friend never leave
That's
when
all.
you needed someone, when you needed.
Next, 10 years from now, I see myself as 10 years from now, I see myself as 10 years from now, I see myself as Jana.
Um, 10 years 10 years from now, um, 10 years from now, I
10 years from now, I see myself as
um
successful.
What do you mean by the most influential person
to,
in my life?
to be a successful
Wala. What if wala? Wala. Introduce myself.
Yes, Jana, we're listening to you.
10 years from now, I to to be successful.
What is what is all planning going through in my mind? I guess I'll be the I'll be going to I'll be going successful in businessman.
Next, the emotional problem that usually bothers the youth is the emotional problem that usually bothers the youth is the emotional problem that usually bothers the youth is Gerald.
Um, the emotional problem usually bothers the youth is like depression, ma'am.
Can you provide more information about that? Why do you think depression usually bothers the youth?
Because most of this generation nowadays is quiet, quiet, is sensitive, and not getting what they want. But um,
Hindi.
but um,
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Is
What I mean.
um, it's because most of people nowadays is getting low grades and many problems. That's all, ma'am.
Okay. According to your loved ones, the best thing about you is, according to your loved ones, the best thing about you is, or according to my loved ones, the best thing about me is, Rafael Andre, Rafael Andre,
Is um the best thing ab- according
According to my
according to my what
nag-exit.
no answer. So all students have already participated. I have told everyone, please prepare for your presentation on Sunday. You will also take your examination. This will be uploaded in the hub. Thank you so much, Nirvana. I have already told you, but you did not understand.
Ma'am, natawag na po ba ako?
I'm not looking at my list now. Okay, here, for you. Uh, the biggest thing that separates you from the rest of your classmates is, the biggest thing that separates me from the rest of my classmates is, the biggest thing that separates me from the rest of my classmates is,
The biggest thing that I sep the biggest thing that I separate from my classmate is wala. Yaan mo na. Gago. Nakalimutan ko. Ako na yun. Hindi ako na yun. Ayoko na. Ganyan. Yaan mo na. Gago eh. Pinakamahirap pa. Madali lang yung sa akin. Ayoko na.
thank you so much for your time. This afternoon, I'll see you on the day of your presentation. Wear an appropriate attire, prepare. You will receive 2 grades, individual and group grades. I will also look at what you have submitted or uploaded in the system. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone. Good afternoon. Prepare for your presentation.
thank you, mama.
Ayoko na. Gago.
Narinig ka ba ni ma'am na sinabi mo yan?